Hello, my name's Anya, and today we will be looking at Bubble's new table element. First, let's look at my database to see what information we are testing with. Right now, I made a thing called class, and it's got a name as a text field, a price as a number field, and signups as a number field as well. I'm just using this to test with. I also have some classes that I've pre-populated with all of these fields. Now here I have a row aligned container with some padding on all four sides, and I'm just going to drop my table into that. So first let's look at what our table is. We can see that it does have a type of content, and it's red, meaning that it is a required thing to populate. So I'm just going to populate it with all of the classes in the database. Now we can see right off the bat that we can change it from vertical to horizontal, and I'll show you what difference that makes in a bit. We also have all of the basic design things, changing our vertical separators, etc. And then also layout, making it fixed width to expanded, and then also changing its height. Now let's look at the table itself. Right now, I can select all of these things in row 0, but then in row 1 has this little infinity sign. And we can see that anything we put in row 1 is automatically duplicated in all of these things, meaning that row 1 is essentially a repeating group of its own. When we put something in row 0, we are not seeing that same thing. Now let's just look at row 0 right here. I can call the current row's class's name, which is a little bit weird because Bubble is normally very good at making sure that you can't do something that just won't work, and I'll show you why it won't work. Right now I have some things in the database and I've structured this table correctly, yet if I preview this, we will see that that just comes out blank. That's because this row is not populated with the class. If I give it normal text though, like name, that will show up. So essentially, we are saying that row 1 is acting as a sort of header row. I'm going to continue with that, and we can call this price, and the next one signups. So now we've sort of labeled our columns. Now we can call this mini repeating group of sorts and actually show the information that we want to show, which is the current row's name. As you can see, with tables, information is populated by rows, not by cells. Just going to copy that over. We can look at its price and then also its signups. And we can see that we are seeing the information of 3 classes. But in my database, I have 6. So what's happening to the rest of the classes? So let's look at our little repeating group of sorts. And we can see what's going on. If we look at this row 1, which is already labeled repeating for us, we can see that we have checked this box, set a fixed number of repeating rows. If we uncheck that, very similar to the structure of a regular repeating group, we can see that it's populated with everything we would like. One last thing, let's look at how this fares responsively. We can see that as we reduce the screen size, everything just gets more squished together, which is honestly the functionality that we want. Around here, we would probably add a breakpoint and start stacking things differently. Speaking of stacking things differently, let's just take a look at this table direction. And we can see that it's changed from these headers being at the top to being on the side. Honestly, I think this table is going to be super useful for dashboard design and data visualization, and I hope this video was helpful.